Booyah. Alright, welcome to episode 7 of the Destiny Reef podcast. My name's Eric Emery. I go by the Second Bell on Xbox Live. Joining me tonight, we have, we're two-manning the podcast, Jangles. Sorry, Jangles from Xbox Live. How's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you doing tonight?
It's pretty good, I guess. You, happen to see the Nightfall this week?
Yeah, it's the optical nightfall.
Yes.
So it's good to see.
Episode 6, throwback. Go back and listen to that. It's like they were listening and they're like, oh, that is the Nightfall.
Thank you, Bungie. You've made my dreams come true.
Perfect. So, before we get into kind of the news, I wanted to bring up the hashtag More Than a Game Destiny edition. So it's a community challenge that Bell Bunny from Guardian Radio and Rectify Gaming, she's their community manager, their new community manager, congratulations. She's kind of posed a question to the Destiny community, and her question is, what does Destiny mean to you? Or how has it affected your life? She wants you to make a video or an audio file, or even write it down. Share your story with her. It could be, anything. An example, straight from me would be, Destiny got me into podcasting. So what you're hearing right now would never have happened if it wasn't for Destiny. The people that I looked to for maybe some inspiration or help when we were just kindergartens, like Guardian Radio and Warlock School and TTL Party Chat. Those guys made it seem like this was something that, anybody could do. If you had a good idea and you thought you could, project your thoughts into a microphone, that there's a community out there that's willing to listen to it. And I never would have done this. There's no way I would have done any kind of podcasting before Destiny. It just wouldn't happen. What am I going to do, make a football podcast? That just, it's that stuff's so local. And thanks to Destiny, it's given me kind of a voice. And I'm always looking forward to doing this, even if maybe I had a frustrating week at work or family issues or whatever. The podcast is like a therapy session for me, and I hope it's somewhat entertaining for everybody who listens to this. Jangles, have you kind of thought about this at all, to think of maybe how Destiny's affected your life, or maybe what it means to you?
I will say, I hate to say I piggyback off you a little bit. I will say that a tad bit with I would never have done a podcast ever if it wasn't for, you saying, I have an idea. I mean, it started with an idea, and I would never have thought about it. Destiny has brought that out of me, and I mean, I like talking about the game. And for me, I would, you always talk to your friends about it, but to be able to expand to your ideas and your thoughts, even to other people, and have them maybe listen to it's really an amazing thing, and I would never have thought about it. And for me, Destiny is kind of that. You come home, you've had a bad day or even a bad week, things aren't going your way, but Destiny, for me, is that brings the stress level down only for me.
Right on. So, that's a couple of examples from us.
So many years lost.
You tell your
It was all
story,
worthwhile.
put it into a video or an audio file or an email even, and when you're ready to have your story told, send your submission
You
to
killed Kota.
bellbunny@gmail.com.
This won't be a problem for you.
So that's B3113
Revenge moves
bunny
things.
at
Keep
gmail.com.
safe.
It's all one word. So Bell
Hey,
with
Warlock.
leet spelling.
Let's see. You guys always having
Send it to her, or even tag her on Twitter at BellBunny. Hashtag more than a game. You know, spread the word. There's such a great community for this game that there's gonna be a bunch of good stories out there, and I think this could be one of them big community movements that really helps, you know, bring the level of appreciation back up for the game. Right now, the internet is so toxic. Everything you read on Reddit is some negative comment or some error. And then the same thing with the Bungie forums. Everything's just gotten so negative lately. Let's put a little positivity back into the community. It's a great game. It's gave me a ton of hours of fun playtime. I've got to know, you know, quite a few people really well, and I know you have too, Jangles.
Yep, I completely agree with that.
So let's spread the word. You know, make it happen, guys. If you can hear this and you have any sort of opinion on the game, if it's affected you at all in a positive manner or a negative manner,
All right, the city needs our help. Let's
send
get to it.
Belle. She can sort through them. Let's get this out there. Spread the word. You want to play her video just so that she can tell everybody?
Yeah, I think we should just play it.
All right, we're gonna roll it. Hashtag more than a game project. You can look that up on YouTube also.
Hey, Belle here. So I've had this idea that's been floating around in my head for a while. I'm deciding to finally put it out there. Many of you may remember that my first video that I officially put out on YouTube was me sharing what Destiny means to me and how it's affected my life for the better and how all of you have helped me. And now it's your turn. So I'm putting out a challenge to all of you to share what Destiny means to you. And we're calling this project or this challenge More Than a Game. Because let's face it, we've all had games that have affected our lives for the better and that have become more than just games to us. And for me, that's Destiny, and for some of you, I believe it is too. So what I would like to do is have all of you send in videos or audio or written form of you expressing what Destiny means to you and how it's affected your life for the better. Preferably video or audio form would be the easiest, but we can incorporate written form if that works best for you. And the best ways to submit it would probably be either making a YouTube video of your own, which hopefully you'd promote this challenge at the end of your video so others can find it and do it as well. And then just link me your video and I can grab it. Or if you want to email me, at be11ebunny@gmail.com. The link will be in the description and here on the video. And yeah, just send me your submissions via email. And those will probably be the two best ways to make sure that I get them. Hopefully I'll be getting a team together to assist me with this because hopefully this gets absolutely huge. And so I may be giving out some other contact information later on as well. So yeah, I want to hear your stories, and I think it's important to share them, and I think it's important for the world to understand that games aren't always just games, because a lot of times we end up with these negative connotations about gamers or the gaming communities, and I think Destiny especially changes that. I think it proves that wrong, and so let's get together and show that to everyone. So as far as the due date goes, I don't have an exact due date right now because I kind of don't know how much time I'm going to have and when to put this together, but it's a big goal. So It'd be awesome to get them all in before Taken King and put it together, but realistically, the Taken King's coming up pretty darn fast now, so I don't know if that's going to happen. But maybe if we could say get them into me by the beginning of September so that I can start working on this, that would be great. If you need longer or shorter, whatever, just contact me, let me know, and we can figure something out. But basically, the sooner you get it to me, the more likely your video is to make it into the mass video. So that's about it. Other than, one, it'd be great to hear your stories and to have you share them with us. But also promoting this. If you have a YouTube channel or you're a streamer or you're on Reddit or Twitter, it doesn't matter how many followers you have or not, just share this. Share this video, share your video, get the word out there, and let's get as many people involved as we possibly can. Yeah, that's about it. I really look forward to hearing your stories. But for now, this bunny's gotta bounce.
Alright, so you heard her. She said her own email wrong. In the comments, it's b3113bunny@gmail.com. You can always look her up on YouTube. That's, you know, the easiest way to find her. And she's Belle Bunny on YouTube. So B-E-L-L-E Bunny. That's 2 words on YouTube. So if you have any questions, go ahead, hit the video up. And you can also find her on Twitter, same name. So let's make this go huge, guys. Alright, let's transition to the weekly update, since it's pretty exciting stuff, Jangles.
Yes, it is. So basically, we're going to talk about potential new, I don't want to use the word weapons, but basically new weapon designs. And so this week, that's basically what it began off, and also with new, names of the companies of what are they called?
Foundries, yep.
Correct. New foundries of the weapons. So we'll start off with they say that there will be many choices to arm ourselves in the Taken King. But the interesting part, particularly, is the last paragraph. There will be more choices than ever to arm yourself in the tower. Factions will have their own guns. Classes will have their own guns. More quests will lead you directly to specific guns. Even the gunsmith will have a new way to include you in his enterprise. We'll inspect all that as well before you earn the means to equip yourself to meeting a rising threat. For me, the classes, and this could be definitely definitely a changing of the tide, if you will, because if you're a certain, I mean, we're just guessing here really, but that for me tells me that certain you know, if you're a warlock, you can only use certain weapons, fight certain weapons, at least for me.
Sure. So what I'm thinking is going to happen is, okay, so warlocks are going to have access to some weapons that titans aren't going to have access to, or you know, vice versa. The hunters won't be able to use what titans are using, or whatever. But I don't think they're going to limit you to certain styles of guns. You know, like they're not going to say, oh, warlocks can't use hand cannons or whatever.
Right.
But there's going to be some stuff that if you want, you know, this certain gun from Amalon, you're going to have to be a hunter to get that. Or
right.
If you want you know, a certain Suros, whatever, you'll need to be a Titan. You know what I mean? It'll be stuff like that. I don't think it's going to be
Completely restrictive.
Yeah, like weapons types. It'll be weapons in general, I think. So
Which it might be pretty cool too, because each one would be able to have their own kind of boundary. You know, that'd be pretty cool to see.
Right. Well, another thing that was sticking out to me in there is you'll have basically like the exotic bounties right now. I think that's kind of what they're saying when you'll have paths to get weapons. 'Cause it kind of feels like they're going to have like a, you know, maybe like a thorn type bounty, or even like the Husk of the Pit, how you get, you know, a baby version of the gun and then you ascend it to legendary status, and then maybe you're able to take it even further and go to exotic, or whatever. It's purely speculation, but I'd imagine that one of those two descriptions are going to probably be pretty accurate for that.
The Husk of the Pit thing I thought was actually a pretty cool idea that they did. I mean, I like the exotic bounties, but I thought the Husk of the Pit was a little bit of a different direction. But it was actually really cool, though.
Right. I think it was, if it wasn't so hard to get the crux of Crota, I think that weapon would have been more widely accepted by the community. I don't think it was as big as it could have been, just because the carrot at the end of the stick was such a grind to get.
It's definitely a grind, especially for that hard mode Crota.
Yeah. I don't think there's really anything else in that little bit right there we need to cover. Although it is kind of interesting, like, is the weaponsmith going to be somebody who's relevant again? Other than when he's selling blue fusion rifles right now, nobody's over there, so...
Exactly.
Or when you're re-rolling, but...
So re-rolling, it made him at least somewhat relevant again, re-rolling did.
Right, so, I don't know, hopefully there's going to be something you have to do at the gunsmith, because... he seems kind of like a useless vendor right now, so...
He's lonely.
He's a lonely guy. Let's see. You want to go through our... oh crap, what was I?
Zavala?
Yeah, that's
his historic notes?
His historic notes, that's the word I was looking for, I totally lost him.
He says, the weapons used by our guardians come from the salvaged remains of our golden age, and new discoveries in advanced energy systems. After the collapse, gunsmiths who were the best at repurposing and repairing these artifacts quickly became crucial to any group survival. But with large arsenals comes power, and threats to our common goals force the city to monitor the size of its weapons foundries. The foundries that survive today are the best of the best, and some are built on centuries-old traditions and tribal knowledge. Others grew with new discoveries and rediscoveries, and each one has proven vital to our survival.
So that's right from Commander Zavala himself, right?
That's correct.
Okay. So then they roll into the foundries. So the first one that they bring up is Hake, or Haku, or Hake, whatever, however they're going to say it. I think I saw Deej retweet something that said it was Haka, so we'll run with that, I guess. So the design pillars. They're hammers, not scalpels. Relatable design harkening back to a lost era. Haka is not about exciting form, it's about exciting function. A weapon's weapon. Haka is the instrument of the people.
And you want to go ahead and read what your boy John Wizanowski?
Yeah, the tactical analysis. Go ahead.
Yeah. Building reliable tools built for soldiers in the field. Haka values simplicity over intricacy, function over flair. Haka weapons all start with a more tightly focused band of base stats that don't spike as high or low as other weapon families, granting a solid foundation for growing the weapon.
Great work.
On a Haka talent grid, you'll see a simplified set of scopes that work best for the weapon. Front-loaded perk node with the stat upgrade options occupying the final column. Haka perk selections focus on offensive actions and combat tactics. Haka pulse rifles fire a burst of 4 rounds with damage adjusted to match the DPS of a 3-round burst, meaning the pulse rounds do less individual but are equal as a group. Fire time between bursts is slightly faster.
So, that's interesting. It sounds like they're going to be more of like an all-around build. You're not going to have the wild swings one way or the other with the big plus minuses. but more of a generalized kind of weapon.
I agree. I mean, I think they're going to make. I'm hoping that maybe with this we'll start seeing more of a diversity
Right.
of the weapons.
I think it's pretty weird that pulse rifles are going to fire a 4-round burst. Why do you think that would be?
I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I'm trying
I
to
guess
figure it out.
I guess to differentiate it, maybe.
Well,
I mean, that's the only reason why I would. I mean,
yeah, it seems
Those fallen in the Ishtar
you're going to be able to fire 4 rounds, but you're going to be able to fire them faster. Fire time between bursts is going to be faster.
The Queen's bounty is high,
It's going to
so we know
take
it's powerful.
4
well,
rounds to
host abilities
do.
well.
Before they
Yeah,
fully restore
it's going
its
to take
soul.
4 rounds to do 3 rounds of fire damage per shot. You're going to be able to fire them damage faster.
Yeah.
So,
Let's-
I need to be close.
well, I know that there was that
Close to
one
you.
pulse
So-
rifle I had one time. I don't know if I still have it or not. But if you miss with the first 3 rounds, a 4th one fired
Won't
out.
take
I was
them long
kind
to
of
restore
weird. If
the
you miss it with the first 3,
oh
You
yeah.
better head for the cave.
why does it matter? I mean,
Yeah.
4th one's probably gonna miss too.
Right. So maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe it's more of a spray and pray kind of thing than damage. I don't know. They look pretty cool when you're looking at these. If you guys want to see these, you just got to go to the Bungie weekly update. They're right in the weekly update. Nice high res pictures and look pretty cool. The Haka guns, very Call of Duty looking.
Definitely. Like the first one reminds me of a Scar of the
Yeah.
auto rifles.
Yeah, the auto rifle looks like a Scar for sure. Pretty cool. The shotgun looks pretty BA too.
It does.
The hunter sliding there, that kind of looks like Titanfall a little bit, doesn't it?
Yes.
It kind of does. That's pretty cool. The pulse
Then you have
rifle.
the pulse rifles, which it's like, and whenever you look at it, for me personally, it's like a mix between what a pulse rifle used to be a little bit and the new one. It's a little bit of a mix, I think. It's in the middle. So
Yeah, all of their weapons are kind of squared off looking.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I'm excited. When we only get to see 4 guns, you know there's going to be more than that, but they're pretty cool looking. I'm excited to see what they come up with for that. So next up, we've got Amalon. The future is what we make it. Their design pillars are, okay, so it's experimental, bordering on irresponsible. Powered by barely understood technology, a fusion of the mad scientists, of the mad scientist and product engineer of the new frontier. Hallmark is the liquid ammo displays in Amalon power cells. Amalon is the future returned.
And the technical analysis is pioneers of energy weaponry. Amalon is the first foundry to experiment beyond the world of combustion ballistics, sporting lighter ergonomics frames. And Amalon weapons all start with generous base handling stats to build from. Amalon talent grids focus on behavioral perks over stat customization. Legendary talent grids are the only weapons that offer 3 perks. 1 as the first non-scope upgrade, and 2 as a binary choice in the final column. Perk selection favors perks that are energy-based and or go beyond the weapon to interact with the wielder's ability or status.
Okay, so kind of what it sounds like is that these are going to be more for boosting your Guardian's specific stats, not so much the weapon stats. Isn't that kind of what you're getting out of that?
I think so with the behavioral perks. Now I'll say this: when I read experimental bordering on irresponsible, yeah, that's
You know, it kind of makes you wonder, like, is Hard Light an Amalon weapon that we just
We'll need to
didn't
get
know
through.
was an
I'll check it
Amalon
out.
weapon?
Well, you know, if when people look at these renderings, the scout rifle looks like hard light to me, like heavily. It looks. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw that picture. I was like, is that hard light?
It's locked down.
It's a
tight.
scout rifle, so
Just give me some time.
Yeah, it does kind
it
of.
might be.
They look cool as heck.
Even the hand cannon was pretty
Yeah,
awesome,
that game.
especially on the side with the picture of with the hunter,
Yeah.
and then the sniper rifle. Almost. I mean, I know it's not 100%, but it kind of was it the Eye of Soul.
Yeah, a
Eye
little
of
bit.
Soul.
Yeah.
Kind of has that look also.
I think this one's a little more. Well, it's a lot more squared off, but I think you get the general idea of the size and the girth if you look at that ISO.
So, yeah.
So, elegance in the face of brutality. Suros.
We don't have one of those.
We have a useless one of those right now. Design pillars. This is my sword. Function is a given. It must be given form. Design is honed. Precision. Every curve, every line, every chamfer speaks to Suros' philosophy. Suros is elegance amidst brutality.
The tactical analysis is, some say the best weapon for a guardian is the one they can customize to match their intent. Suros believes in options, weapons that can be repurposed for a variety of combat situations. Suros' talent grids offer 2 columns of 2-stat perks, granting more option for changing weapon stats than any other foundry. The single behavior perk is grounded in the middle of the talent grid as a focus point for the weapon's core potential. If you want a weapon that can flex from DQ to range, quick to powerful, fast handling to hard hitting, all with the swapping with Q nodes, Suros.
So we've already got a Suros auto rifle, the Suros regime. This new Suros auto rifle looks sweet.
Yeah, I'm all in.
It looks awesome, man. That thing
It
looks.
really does.
The scout rifle looks badass. The rocket launcher looks incredible. Like
It does.
the
It's like
Suros
you
design, just smooth lines,
Okay, it's
and
open.
just looks brutal.
it's you know, for me, I see all 3 of those. I'm just like, yeah, it's beautiful, but it's deadly.
Yeah, they look yummy. I can't
They
wait.
do.
I've fallen
Can't
comms.
wait to get my hands on
They're
them.
restoring the
I
Archon
agree.
priest. We better move.
Really excited about that. So basically, folks, they just gave us a handful of
Think
things to
they'd
look
mind if we
at.
take their pikes?
They say it does not cover the entire product line of Hako, Amalan, William Suros. So, but they're going to hold it back for discovery for ourselves. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, and I don't know, like, are there more foundries than this, maybe, that we haven't heard about? I mean, it seems like they would say if there were in this update, right?
Well, I'm hoping, at least from my perspective, that maybe they didn't say them all. But
That's
we'll find
interesting.
out.
I mean, that's interesting. I mean, I guess I hope there's more. Obviously, everybody wants more content, right? But
Correct.
I don't know. Maybe that is all that we're getting right now, and
Maybe they'll expand on it.
yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Which is just another reason that September needs to hurry the heck up.
I mean, you gotta think, less than 2 months, and then we'll be playing this. So,
Sweet.
well, moving on, folks. We have,
So there's a little bit more. Yeah, there's a little bit more. The Trials of Osiris maps, right? So everybody's kind of been waiting, oh, what's the map going to be this week? And the answer is all of them.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
They
needed to be
needed
set
to do
on
this so
free.
badly.
Yeah, it got really, like, even watching streams, it got to the point where you were basically watching the same stream if you watched 10 different people. It was run to one specific spot on the map, and snipe or shotgun or whatever. And then the same team was doing the same, or the other team was doing the same thing. So I think throwing in all of the maps is going to make it more interesting to watch. Because, you know, I'm not a PvP guy. I just don't do that. So I do like watching it. I think it's pretty incredible what these guys do. But I don't go in and play it myself. So it will be nice to see some variety.
They needed to. I felt like whenever, I kept on hearing, because I haven't done trials yet either, people, but just hearing like, well, the map is this week, and it's the same map, is like, okay, you know, change it up a little
Widow's
bit.
Court.
Yeah, I mean, Widow's
Cell
Court's a
from the
beautiful
prison of
map.
elders.
But, you know,
The Archon priest is still
you know,
inside.
I want them to mix it up a little bit, give people more, have to think twice, make people adjust a little bit. Instead of going, well, we know what the plan is, guys, go here. The
Right.
end.
2 weapons, we know what we're doing.
Yep, break.
Yeah. So,
And they have a breakdown of all the, like, heat signatures of where people are going for
Yeah.
each map.
where all the deaths have occurred.
Yes, that's what it equals to. So, just telling you all that so y'all can go look at that.
Yeah, do your homework.
Also, folks, it is noted at the bottom of the Trials of Osiris thing that Brother Vance is in the Reef with eyes wide open for the victors. Next week, he'll compete with Lord
This is a
Saladin.
good idea.
For your attention. So, Iron Banner.
So that'll be dropping on the reset, right?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
excited. I know
Yeah.
what I'm doing next week.
So, I'm not a big PvP guy, but I do enjoy Iron Banner. Especially if you've got a few people who are running with you. It's a nice change of pace from the PvP stuff that we do. So, or the PvE stuff that we do, sorry. So, yeah, I am looking forward to it. I'm not huge on it, but I do think that that's a lot more fun than, say, doing classic Crucible control.
I agree. I am right now, folks, trying to get the armor for my characters. My Titan doesn't need my helmet. But I started my Hunter last time around, and I haven't started my Warlock yet. So this week I might start running my Warlock.
Sweet. I don't have, well, I can't say I don't have anything. I've got the million shader and the Warlock, what is that?
Wow.
Warlock Bond or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Whatever the class item is, so you can get the bump. But I haven't done the armor, so I guess this will be the week that I start. Talk about late to the party, huh?
It was better off.
I've done it the last 2 times. First time, like in the beginning of June, I did the Titan.
Let them know the
That was it. I
Archon priest
just struggled to get the Titan up there. And then I did my Hunter and Titan this past time, which was 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, it doesn't
And
seem like
then
it was
this
that long
Prison
ago.
of elders, I'm sure we'll be hearing about.
Yeah, well, I guess right now, especially with the
We celebrate.
gap we're in between right now, which I love. So, you know, Iron Banner, I remember when Iron Banner first came out, I was like, oh, this is a great idea. And I got away from PvP particularly, because I'm not amazing at it. But Iron Banner is like the only thing that makes me go, I kind of want to go back.
Right. Well,
Just, folks, warning, make sure you, particularly on Friday, play as much as you can on Iron Banner, because by Saturday, the thorns will be out.
well, that, and then later in the week, too, you get the bigger bonuses, so...
Correct. You do get the bonuses so that you get to go up to the levels real quick.
Yeah.
I didn't start till Thursday. Thursday or Friday? I think it was Friday, and I got 1 to 5 and 1 to 4. So
Right. Well, that's pretty good. I mean, it's pretty quick progression.
yeah. Moving on with the weekly update, they did a Destiny. They're doing a Destiny Year 1 art contest. Basically, they want you to submit. I guess it'd be art.
Original work. Don't go
Original work.
stealing
Yep.
somebody
From
else's...
people's stuff.
Yeah, don't go stealing somebody else's freaking picture and then post it as your own. There's already like a pretty well publicized one of an Oryx ass hat picture. Like Don't steal other people's stuff. Be good guardians.
And they, on the weekly update, they show you how to, basically what they want and how to submit it. So get on there if you want to. 7 creators will win the Collector's Edition of Destiny: The Tekken King. 50 others will win the Blacksmith Shader.
Let's see what we can find.
So 7 people are gonna get a freaking sweet reward.
Yeah. I mean, so people, if you want in, let's sign up.
Yeah, if you're creative, freaking do it. That's
Yes. No, not me. I'm not a creative person, so
No.
they will look at me and ask me if I'm still in first grade.
well, Microsoft Paint's not gonna get it done. So my stick
yeah, it
figure
won't.
drawings won't cut it. You hold shift to make a circle, right? And there's the extent of my paint knowledge. So not gonna be jumping in on this, but I will look at them all because this stuff's fascinating. But
Yeah, some people just do really amazing stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Hopefully. One quick note, folks. Destiny wants to know your email. They'll give you 9 strange coins, equals to running 1 weekly strike.
no, it's like running a Nightfall and getting strange coins as a reward.
Yeah. So basically, they want to know your email addresses. That's on there. What they want you to do, how it looks. Do it by August 30th to get it. The little bribe, as they say. So just throwing that out there for people.
Yep, just go under profile and then email and what was it?
It's visit Bungie.net profile page, access
Go
your
to
settings, select notifications and email. Scroll down and they have like a screenshot of how it should look. Your email with allow announcements and allow customer service check mark, and then validate. That's how it works.
Yep, I just changed mine. Worked great. Oh, hey, I finally figured out how to change my name from my way old DFR Rage back to the second battle, so hooray! Learning new things. Golf clap, slow clap.
And I know he's excited because he's like, yes, I can get that off.
Yeah, it was so annoying. Go on there and you're like, what the hell? That's
I would look, who's this? Like, with the update they did, I was like, I had like DF Rage? Oh, Eric. Oh.
yeah, that's me. Old me.
Yeah. Moving on, they're going to do a hot fix, which will be a precursor, and which will arrive next month. And so the update bulletin points are the Nepal digital rewards. So basically, supporters of the Guardians to the Aid of Nepal campaign. They'll get a shader and emblem codes. Will be delivered via email, so you'll be receiving stuff for doing the Aid of Nepal campaign. So good job on that. And Husk of the Pit fix. This has been brought up a few times recently. Basically, Husk of the Pit was not falling.
Right.
And
it just wasn't dropping.
Period. I guess they said they found what was wrong with it, and on that first mission of the Dark Below, when you fight that knight, was the only chance you could get.
Fist of Crota.
Yeah, Fist of Crota. People were running it for hours, they were saying, and not getting the drop. So they asked about it and couldn't find out it wasn't dropping.
Yeah, but at first they were saying it was. They're like, nope, everything's good. Your luck is just terrible.
Your luck's just terrible. Well,
your game
apparently
is
after
broken.
apparently when they dug a little bit deeper, maybe the community was a little bit right. So, they'll fix that, and they'll also increase the drop rate, which they should, because it's the only place you can get it.
Heck yeah, that's ridiculous. Like when you have to hunt knights, like the Sword of Crota knights.
You got your point across.
It's the only place you can go get them is in that one stupid mission.
Yeah, I mean, see, that's the thing though, and so people that did not get to see what we got to saw, get to see whenever the Dark Below was about to come out, was that there were, and during the night Dark Below, you know, sort of crow would spawn in on patrols on Earth and Moon, and you could kill the blooded crota, and then what would happen is you have a chance, very small chance, that the husk of the pit would drop for you.
Right.
But now that's the only measure you can get it from. So
Yeah. So if you want a necrochasm, you've got to go get a husk, and
correct.
you can do that right now. So hang out. You could be
Yep,
waiting sometime within a month.
They say within the next month. Yes, within the next month. So that'll be 1.2.0.5 hot fix. Also a little update for player support. Basically, I'm just going to summarize this. Do not delete your characters if you want your moments of truth.
Moments of triumph. Yep.
Well, that's my fault. Thank you. Moments
It
of
is
triumph.
important that the new monarchy begins to understand our enemies.
Item, because basically if you delete that character and the other characters did not have everything completed, that you will have an open space for that. You gotta go do that. So
Right. So if you delete a character, like let's say the 50 chest, if you delete a character and that character found 3 of the 50 chests, you're going to, yeah, 20, whatever. You're gonna, it might as well be 100. Some of them are such a pain in the rear, but if you have 3 of them on that character and you delete it, you're gonna lose those 3. So that chest bubble is not gonna be completed anymore. So delete characters at your own risk right now, because we're kind of running out of time. You know, it's almost August, so we got a little over a month and a half until Taken King comes out.
correct.
So delete your characters at your own risk. You've
Okay,
been
let's go.
warned. Sir, why you has no weapons for us? I can has weapons this week? Question mark? Please? Pretty please? Super pretty
Ooh.
please?
We'll find out in a few hours.
Yeah, that, so, conspiracy theorists are going crazy. Sir was gonna sell Galahorn, shaking my fist in the air angrily. I can't say for sure, one way or the other, if he was or he wasn't. But, come on, people. Like, he's not selling Galahorn. Go get it. Go out and earn it. Don't complain that the squid face didn't bring the rocket launcher that you want. Go out and earn it. Go get it. Go grind out them nightfalls and strikes and raids, and don't let don't let the squid guy
Don't
ruin
zern it.
Yeah, don't zern it. Earn it, don't zern it.
For me, it's just, I guess for me, it's like, I'll give benefit of the doubt. I know a lot of people hate to give benefit of the doubt, but you know, things happen. This is an internet thing. It's codes involved. It's all these things, and all it takes is, and see, yeah, I look at it from the perspective of Bungie would have seen that the day before, or even the night before that. Oh no! I mean, there would have been some warnings beforehand, I think. So
Right.
I just don't think they did it maliciously at this point. Now, this is like the 3rd time or 4th time this has happened. I might be more on the, well, they probably did bandwagon. But, you know, this is the first time it's ever happened.
Right, 44 weeks in a row that he brought a weapon. And one time that he didn't, like, come on, the odds are not in the favor of it was on purpose. The odds are that it was an accident, and like they said they couldn't fix it last week, or that it would create an issue. The issue that it would have created was no matter what they gave him, it was gonna create this crap storm of, well, of course they're going to give us a crappy Plan C again for No Land Beyond. They don't want us to have Galahorn. And then
You
if
know,
they
no-
did give Galahorn, it's like, well, great, now everybody's got the most powerful gun in the game. Skolas died 5,000,000% more this week. So, you know, there's no winning. Either you give everybody what they want and you break your game, or you just do what they did and say, well, we can't do it because it'll be too much of a problem.
And the guy that trolled in Germany with the whole Photoshop,
Okay, yeah, come on.
you know, I mean, he knew he was about to start. He was starting a riot. And
Oh, yeah, for sure. He was like, I'm going to get them to sell Galahorn.
and you know, I can't remember the guy's name. I didn't really see
I
his
don't
screen name or
remember.
whatever. But he basically commented saying that he was there when Zer showed, and there was no weapon in the beginning. So I'm proud of that guy, that person, I should say, stepped up and said what they said. They're saying nothing was there at the beginning. So kudos to that person.
Well, I mean, you know, okay, to show how easy it was to Photoshop something in there that looked real, somebody Photoshopped Thorn into that slot. And you can't get
Great work.
You can't get Thorn from Zer. You can only get Thorn from an exact bounty. So come on, people, don't fall for every single picture you see on Reddit just because a bunch of angry kids are clicking the upvote. Like, stop it. Just because it's got a bunch of upvotes doesn't mean it's real.
Exactly, dead on. So now, should he sell a second? Some people believe he should sell 2 weapons this weekend to make up for last week. I'm on the book for no. Let's do the one. Call it done.
So here's my
Let's
thing.
get over this.
Like, looking at it, especially for us, like, what could he have sold last week that we were like, oh, dang it, I really missed out on that? Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, so do I feel like they owe us something? No, of course I don't. That's ridiculous. Like, you are gonna get an exotic shard. If you don't have Galahorn, I mean, I could say, well, play more, but there's a lot of people out there who don't have Galahorn who've got, 1,000+ hours, and so, some people just are seriously unlucky, and maybe the only way they're gonna get it is through Zer. But for, I'd say, a pretty large percentage at this point, what is he gonna bring that you're gonna actually want? Nothing.
If you've been around for a while, I mean, for a good while, at least, even to the Christmas people, I mean, or into the New Year people, I mean, you probably have the mass majority of the exotics by now,
Right.
if not all.
You
I
know,
mean, you
what-
might have Galahorn, you may not,
maybe
but if you don't, that's probably the only thing you're missing.
right. So maybe a cool way to like pacify the masses would be like give us a primary weapon engram or something.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, don't give us a heavy weapon engram for crying out loud. Give us like
Oh, no, make sure it's all Dragon's Breath.
a dragon's breath and
Every time. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
son of
That's the ultimate trolling.
I mean, really, what is the worst head? Is it dragon's breath?
Fight. Oh, yeah. No, I don't think it's even close.
Because really,
Like some-
what else is there? There's like super good
There-
devices and bounty.
Yeah, you got Thunderlord, and you got Galahorn, and you got Truth.
And those all are good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's Dragon's Breath. Sorry, people who like that.
If they had tracking, I mean, people say it's overrated, but I'm sorry, if they had tracking, okay. Or even if you shot it, and let's say you had that perk where it keeps a solar burn. If it drops solar grenades as it went, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, the
now,
problem that I have with it is if you hit a moving target, like say Atheon, right? If you hit Atheon and he moves out of the burn bubble, it just burns
Yep.
in the air. It doesn't stick to him. Like that should
Nope.
stick when it hits. It should
If
stick.
it's stuck, it'd be pretty decent, I think. Then
Right,
at least it
that-
would bump. At least go up. At least go up the scale a little bit. In my opinion.
Well, it would go up to useful instead of garbage.
Yes. Yes.
So, yeah, I think that would be a way that you could maybe move it into something relevant in PvE. I don't know. It's something to think about, I guess. But that I think that would be the way that would make most people go, okay, well, at least it's not another Gauntlet engram or something, which,
Exactly.
P.S., I would like a Gauntlet engram because I'm still looking for those purple sunbreakers for my Warlock. I don't know what they're called, but those ones, whatever they are, that's what I'm looking for still. So, come on, Gauntlet engrams. Crossing my fingers.
I want boots because I want the bones, bones of arrows, EOS.
Oh, so you can get the
For
extra jump.
Yeah, so you can have maybe quadruple jump even with 200.
Yeah, I think that's
That'd
what
be
they
pretty cool.
do, yeah. Yeah, that wouldn't be too bad. So yeah, not a helmet. I've got all the helmets. I don't need another one. Let's not do that, because that's what he's gonna bring. That's what he's gonna bring. Like, oh, we don't need those, so he'll bring that. So, sorry in advance, everybody. He brought a helmet because of
I'll
me.
give Cade the news.
Eric messing, going ahead and just jinxing everything.
I
got
on Twitter and I twittered at Zur and told him what I didn't need, so that's what he's bringing. Sorry. Because he's a punk. Squid face.
He is. Don't trust him. That's all I gotta say.
Hey Jangles, did you know that we are now on iTunes?
We are. Awesome.
We are on iTunes. Finally, I figured it out after a couple failed attempts. We're on iTunes, so if you have an iDevice, iPhone, iPad, iPod, whatever else they have, everything's an I. I don't care is what I have. Search the Destiny Reef or the Destiny Reef podcast. That also shows up. You can find all of our episodes. If you're listening to this, you probably already know how to find them, but maybe if you stumbled onto this somehow through iTunes and you want to hear the rest of what we're jabbering about, that's the way to find us on iTunes. You can also go straight to our website, thedestinyreef.blogspot.com, and that's it. We have RSS feeds on the website to subscribe through your favorite podcast fetching software. So, yeah, those all work. And I'm pretty proud of that. It's pretty
One of them is
different for me. I've never dealt with that whole side of this. So, again, harking back to the Bell Community Challenge, I would have never learned how to do that crap if it wasn't for Destiny. Which I don't know if it's is that a good thing? Is that
I'll
on
say
good
yes
still?
because you expand your horizons.
Sure, that's what we're gonna say. I wasn't smashing on a keyboard in frustration when it rejected my RSS feed the first time. That didn't happen. So, yeah, thanks for expanding my horizons. We are also planning to live stream the podcast next week on Twitch. So
This is where we'll
I
find
made
him.
a purchase of an Avermedia Extreme Cap USB 3.0 capture device so we can stream podcast weekly. It'll be, another way for us to interact with people. And hopefully it'll be a little more entertaining. We can get a chat started up in there and some people interacting with us. We might be able to
One down. I'll lead us
maybe
to the others.
stray a little bit from our rundown and have a little bit more fun, but I don't know. We'll see. So be sure to subscribe either here on iTunes or the Blogspot page or even Twitch. I'm the second Bell on Twitch. I'll probably be streaming it until I can figure out how we want to make a Destiny Reef Twitch page. So maybe I'll leave that. Maybe we'll leave that up to you, Jangles. That way you can start streaming on something. I don't have a
He's
Twitch.
he's trying to put the pressure on.
I don't have a Twitch. I added Twitch notifications on the website, and I'm like, Jangles, do you have a Twitch yet? He's like, no.
I'm like, what's that?
Silence. No.
No. Frowny face.
Crosses his arms in disgust, like, no, I don't have one. I don't want one. Leave me alone and get off my yard, kids.
Something along those lines, yes.
So
that emoji, that mean emoji.
yeah, the crumpled up nose and squinty eyes, baring its teeth. The chihuahua in the background growling. I can just hear that. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. You can stay up to date, weekly updates on the podcast and any new content that we're putting out. I'm going to try and maybe start streaming a little more regularly, and it won't be like it probably won't be interesting. I'm not that interesting. I'm pretty boring, but you might learn some things. We might do like a raid education or something like that, or maybe how to two-man Crota or whatever, just different stuff. It won't be your typical cool stuff that you see on other Twitch streamers. It's gonna be pretty dull, but it might be worth watching because you might learn something, or you might be able to tell me, hey, you idiot, you're doing this all wrong. Why don't you do it the right way? And then tell me, so I can.
He'll go, alright.
Yeah, I guess I'll do it the right way. Gee, willikers. But yeah.
Speaking of getting off the alarm.
Get off my head in Prison of Elders. Stop dancing on the ogres, people. It is hilarious to watch. Have you watched any of those?
Someone's dancing on the ogres?
Yeah, the whole teams are dancing on the ogres. It's great.
I'll have to find that. That sounds awesome.
YouTube.
Sword.
So keeping with the theme from the last,
Its power is dark.
pretty much every episode really, a favorite, least favorite from Destiny. This week, Jangles, since it was your idea, I'm going to let you pose the question and then I'll answer first.
Okay. Well, folks, last week was the Weapons 2.0. Pitchforks came out, burning of towns and cities and everything came about from that. Pillaging. So we've had a week to soak it in, hate it more or love it, or just accept it, depending on your point of views. So we're going to talk about what is and I'll post it to you, Eric. Eric, what is the one weapon balance that you're excited about, and what's the one you just kind of go, Bungie, no, just no.
Okay. So, do you want a specific weapon? Because I can go specific weapon, or I can go general and hit a whole
You can do
weapon type.
You can do both. Like if you say like, or you can do like if you want to do like, well, I don't like the fact that what they're doing is hand cannons, and particularly bottom. That's fine.
Okay, so one is going to lead right into the other. I really like auto rifles finally getting a buff because they need one. They're pretty useless right now. So that's a thumbs up, 2 thumbs up, big smile, tilting my head sideways. I really like it. And a specific weapon that I really think could become borderline too powerful is hard light. I love hard light right now. It's a lot of fun to use. It's not effective. So the changes that they're making where the damage fall off isn't gonna be as drastic, or I think they said it wasn't going to be a damage fall, but there obviously has to be one. But with the changes that they're making to auto rifles and the specific changes that they're making to hard light, I think that gun is going to be freaking sweet.
I'm excited for that one too. I remember getting hard light the first time. I was like, "What's this?" Like I don't have hard light, and this was I think after the last weapon balance. So for me, I liked the weapon. I like how it shoots. I like how it is. I even like the look of the weapons. It looks awesome.
Yeah, the looks and
It's
the sound and the bouncing of the rounds. I mean, everything's cool
yes,
about it. It's just a cool
it
gun.
is. It's a cool gun. It's just that it was nerfed,
Yeah,
and
you bought it.
the part of you die inside when you saw that. It's just like, oh, this is a good weapon. A good looking weapon. Like the one weapon that was like it could just take down walls, and it's just like nope.
Hmm. Yeah, the fun thing that I like doing with it is bouncing it under knights' shields. That's fun, but it's not very effective right now. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that when the rebalance comes, that one's relevant again. That and Suros, like I miss my Suros too, but I'm excited for auto rifles. The thing I guess
They're getting the 10% buff with it, so
right. I guess the thing that I'm least excited about, I mean, specifically, it's Galahorn. You know, everybody's like up in arms about it, and it's not that I don't think it needs a nerf, because it's super powerful. I don't like their reasoning, saying, basically blaming it on LFG, saying, well, if you guys would have got along and played nice, we wouldn't have had to do this. And, like, I look at it like, why punish the masses for something that a small group of people does? You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like, I never kicked anybody out for not having a Galhorn. As a matter of fact, I kind of was the guy who had it for a long time, and you guys didn't. And
you were the first one that got it from all of us.
the whole point was, oh man, we gotta run the Nightfall, because you guys have a chance to get Galahorn. Well, we gotta get another character maxed out so we can run another Nightfall. Oh, we gotta get 3 characters, so we can run 3 raids and 3 Nightfalls, and we can have like 9 chances to get exotics if we run both raids and the Nightfall. It got to a point where it was like crazy how into Destiny we were because we were chasing that gun down, and we all wanted it obviously because it's super powerful. Like Wolfpack rounds are super deadly. How many times have we killed something and then the Wolfpack rounds go out and get like 4 other ads around it? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So that one is kind of, I guess, like the specific weapon that I'm least thrilled about. And then, like, a category is fusion rifles. They just nerfed fusion rifles. Why didn't they do it right the first time? Why do they have to go back and hit them again? That doesn't... That might be more of a frustration thing with the way that they did the last one than this one. Because, really, right now, fusion rifles, aside from, like, Praetorian Foil and Plan C, kinda useless. So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just
How tough was it?
Well,
Kinda
I'll say
where I'm
with Galahorn, what made me upset about Galahorn, like you said, it's not that they're nerfing it. You want to nerf it, fine. Go ahead, do it. If they just came out and told me, you know what, we're nerfing Galahorn, and that was it, I've been like, okay. Well,
yeah,
I'll
it's
find the next
overpowered.
weapon.
We get it. Yeah, it's super powerful.
But for me, it was like, well, because of the people. And I'm going to directly say this to Bungie. Trials of Osiris, people get on LFGs and saying, well, you got to run flawless, and you have to have the emblem to show it, and all this stuff. And people are paying people to get them through. And are we going to nerf their weapons? Are we going to nerf Jewel of Osiris? Are we going to nerf, Scholar and all of them? I mean, the Messenger or whatever it's called. Are we going to nerf all those? No, we shouldn't.
No, we shouldn't. Coming from a guy who doesn't play PvP, I think Mercury should be special. Mercury should be this special location that if you're not super good, you shouldn't just get a free pass to go there. And paying people to do it, like, that is just despicable. That's, like, come on, people. There's so many different things you could be spending your money on. Why are you paying somebody to play a video game for you? Like, you bought the video game to play, now you're paying other people to do it? Like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous. Either, you know, get good, as Ty would say, get good, kid. Or, you know, be like Kevin. Kevin hasn't went flawless yet, but he's in trials, and he's getting better. I mean, he got, 7 wins on the card this past weekend. And that's awesome. I couldn't go and get 7 wins right now. So
I could go 7 losses.
no, for sure. I did a little last week where I bought cards and just went in and gave away wins because that's.
I might try that this weekend.
Because I'm terrible. Hey, we can team up and stream it together. It'll be terrible. But no,
don't tune in on the stream on that one.
Or tune in and make fun of us. It's fine. But you know, if Kevin is going out and finding friends and getting better, then what's stopping, you know, the guy who's going to pay $100 or whatever people are charging on eBay to go and run flawless? Why don't they take that money and invest it into anything else? Anything else.
Exactly.
Go. I mean, if they need charities, I know plenty of spots. If they want to just flush money down the toilet, I can tell them where to spend their money, and it would actually help people. But go, just start playing. Get on. Come to our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/group/the Destiny Reef. Come to our Facebook page and ask for help. We've got plenty of guys who would be glad to help you. I mean, they're not going to get you flawless, but they're going to play with you, and you're going to develop those skills, and you can, you know, work your way up to getting a Mercury. Don't just buy your way there. You didn't buy this video game and play it so that you could go pay some dude to take your account over and get you some stuff, and then, you know, oh, you got a fancy emblem. So you're not showing people how good you really are. You're kind of putting up this false front.
Yep.
Just put the time in, put the effort in. If you're even pretty good at PvP and you get, you know, hooked up with a couple people who are really good, you'll get to the lighthouse. I'm telling you. I've watched enough streams where really good players have been able to carry mediocre players through. So just go out and play it. Go out and play it. Don't frickin' pay somebody to do it. I'll get off my soapbox now, but that just it irks the heck out of me.
It irks me too. So for me, my, I guess, favorite rebalance, and I love scout rifles. I think they're a good weapon. They're not overpowered in general, but they're not underpowered. They have kind of in that middle area, and basically they're getting a buff and boost damage 5% against AI combatants. Okay, well, you just grabbed my Vision of Confluence and said, we're going to make you stronger. Thank you. You're grabbing my scout rifles that I have that I like using, including Mida, which I don't use as much.
Everest.
But now I will probably have Mida in my inventory now. So I'm like, okay, that's awesome. So basically, they've taken a weapon and really bumped it up, which excites me because now I can use them all. I can use them even more than I already do. It's a 1A 1B for me on the worst, and it involves two sniper rifles, and the names are Black Hammer and Icebreaker. And for me, they've grabbed what makes Black Hammer, and they said, you know what? If you get 3 precision hits, it's just going to take from your inventory, and that's it.
Well, it's
basically,
still instant, though. So you can
it's still instant. But for me, it's like they've made it almost an LDR. It's like I can reload. If I miss it, you can reload. I think the only way they could have fixed that is if they had made it so you can only carry like 9 rounds. And then it would have been a little more that if you miss, you're in trouble.
Right.
give you a little bit more of a sense of messing up. Now, we do not know how the new weapons in the Taken Kings are going to be. They could be better ones. They could be going a different direction with stuff. So the Black Hammer might be. This discussion could be useless, but just from outside looking in, that's how we got to look at it. And Icebreaker. What are you doing?
You're waiting 8 seconds after you shoot them is what you're doing.
Well, the thing is, I mean, they fixed a problem by adding more time. If you're a camper and you're going to snipe, you're taking the sniper and going, well, you know what? We're going to bump those up to 3 seconds. Okay, they're going to stay inside that corner that much longer. They're not going to come out. They're using Icebreaker for a reason. No. 5 seconds I thought was right. It was a great balance. I think 5 seconds is a great balance. It's in that area that, things can get a little interesting, but at the same time you can have new ammo. So it's kind of it's that good balance. But 8, you just made it go from being definitely a great exotic to, I wouldn't say as bad, but close to Patience of Time.
Sure. Well, I'm going to play devil's advocate for just a second, because I agree with you. But let me pose this to you. Can you name another sniper rifle that has 18 rounds?
Let's see. LDR. My ARC LDR does. I know.
Only with Field Scout, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. So with Field Scout, you got a pretty good roll on that, by the way, because
yeah, I got mine's a 6 in the clip, 18 overall and carry with Firefly.
Yeah, so that's a really good roll. But even let's look at other really, really good sniper rifles like FRD Spear or whatever, how you say that. FRD Spear. That one's only got 4 or 5 rounds, right? It's really small, yeah. So you still can theoretically put 18 shots straight into Valistaric or whatever boss.
Or into a walker or.
Yeah. So I mean, you're still gonna be able to burn bosses really fast, and the nice thing is you can pick up green ammo, whereas Icebreaker, you're screwed, man. If you run out of ammo, you're out of ammo for.
Well, you're having a 4-course meal.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna. How many? It holds 6, right?
Yes, 6.
So there's 48 seconds you have to wait for a full mag.
Yeah.
You're dead already.
Yeah, I mean, it's.
Even right now, in the limited encounters that we're using Icebreaker, it seems like at the times when you really need it, I mean, you're blowing through those 6 really fast, and then you're, it's still click, 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 boom.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's not like there's not enough tension already. I think the way that gun was kind of intended was you're going to run around with your favorite primary, and you're going to need Icebreaker for a couple seconds, and you're going to take a couple shots, and you're going to clear out a group of Thrall or whatever, and then you're going to switch back to your primary, and you're going to run around, and while you're doing that, it's, regen and ammo. So I think that was probably how they intended it to be, and that's probably how it's going to end up, switching back to it.
Yeah.
But it definitely hurts that weapon's role that most people have right now for it. And I don't think it should be able to be equipped as your primary weapon. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people do that. A lot of people equip it, and they don't even switch off Icebreaker because they can go and, kill a bunch of Thrall and run away and kill a bunch of Thrall and run through the abyss and not ever have to switch to a different gun, which is fine. That's my strategy too. But when I get to Atheon, I'm not sitting back and sniping. I'm using a rocket launcher or a machine gun, or I'm in killing oracles. I don't get to use the Icebreaker in there. And I think a lot of people who would equip Icebreaker aren't doing that either. So, what are you really fixing by adding the 8 seconds? I don't think you're fixing anything. I don't know if you're actually hurting anything with that for the people who play like that. But I mean, I can see where they're coming from at least. I think it's terrible, but I can see the point.
I think that, I will say that is one thing you said about the 18 rounds. The 18 rounds does make a difference, and this is like how many sniper rifles do have 18 rounds, especially the new ones. I mean, the new sniper rifles are not good.
No.
Not good at all.
House of Wolves was very uninspiring.
And especially with sniper rifles, they're terrible. I mean, they're very low impact, and so I will say the Black Hammer does at least have that as a high impact type, setting for them. So that at least gives it a good, I guess, high. It's still a wanting, if you will.
Right, yeah, there's still a lot of versatility for it, even though it's taken such a hit. It's still, so you don't get to stream endless bullets into his head, but you still get to put basically 20. And if you go pick up 3 green ammo boxes, you can put 18 more, So.
You have 36 rounds in them.
Yeah, I mean, you can do a bunch of damage with 36 rounds, with the right burn especially. So, I don't think it's too bad. I mean, it could be better, obviously. It was I thought it was pretty unique.
Yes.
And
The
then,
uniqueness is kind of, I mean, it's still there, but not as, I
well,
guess.
sure, but now it's like you got a really good stat roll instead of being this destination weapon where if you wanted it, you had to go run the raid. Even if you have never run the raid before, that gun could get you into a raid. Where now it's
Yes.
kind of like, well, if I get the right roll on this LDR and I get Field Scout, I can have a Black Hammer without really, going and getting one.
Right. Just the LDR for people out there. It's a little bit, it's less impact, but it's still a great sniper rifle.
Yeah, it's less impact, but it's also got better stability. Most of the builds
Yes.
do anyway. Most of the tunes have better stability, and the range is a little better, I think.
I believe so as well.
So, do we have anything else, Jangles? Anything else that you wanted to cover?
Nothing I'm aware of off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I don't think I have anything else. Nope, I'm good.
Well,
You good?
I'm good.
Okay. Well, hopefully Ty feels better next week. He's had
Does Ty get better?
he's had a rough. I don't know what he's got. He's sick. He's got something. I don't know if it's bronchitis or what, but says his throat's killing him, and then he had a fire in the apartment right above his house, and now his house is full of smoke. That's not gonna help. So,
No, nasty smell.
jeez, oh Pete's, man. We might not have Ty back next week either, but we're shooting for it. If you want to talk to Ty, he can be found on Twitter at Metro Hotness. He can be found on Xbox Live at Metro Hotness. You can find him on the Facebook page, facebook.com/groups/The Destiny Reef. So look us up there. He's just Ty on that, I think, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think he's just Ty. So, where can they find you at, Jangles?
Find me on either Facebook with Zarge Angles, or you can find me on XBL of Zarge Angles as well.
Zarjangles everywhere.
Zarge Angles everywhere.
I'm Eric Emery1 on Twitter. I'm the Second Vowel on Facebook. If you want to send me an email and have it read on the show, I'm thesecondvowel@gmail.com. I'll work on getting a Destiny Reef email put together. But for now, if you want to contact me and have your opinions heard on the show, that's probably the best way to do it, thesecondvowel@gmail.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook, subscribe on iTunes or your favorite podcast fetching software at thedestinyreef.blogspot.com. Click on the RSS feed and pluck that into your podcast fetching software, and you'll get weekly updates. Any content that we're putting out. That's pretty much it. You got anything else, Chang?
No, I don't have anything else.
Last thing I'm going to say is go find Belle Bunny on YouTube. Look up her Destiny Community Challenge project and make a video, make an audio file,
Yes.
write it down.
Yes, do it.
You know, spread the word. More than
Make
a
it
game.
happen.
Hashtag more than a game on Twitter. So until next week, see ya.